Me, but you feel happy with the spacing? Oh yeah. So when we start to practice, you can take your mask off, but just pop it back on. Yeah, it's actually quite warm, but just pop it back on after. Hide this over here. Oh, it's really wet over there. Yuck, I've got socks on too. We good? All right, so we're going to be working, so you should warm up, which is a positive thing. We're focusing on glutes, which is, you know, similar to my last class if you came along, with a little bit more flow. So we'll start the class in a seated position, and we're just going to connect to our breath and to the space that we're in. So if you roll your shoulders up towards your ears, and then back and all the way down. Bring your chin slightly in towards your chest and close your eyes. Take a big breath in and exhale. One more just like that. Make it really big breath in. Exhale, release. And now just scanning the environment that we're in. Noticing the noises around. And in today's class, we'll also be focusing on Pranadana, which is a Sanskrit word meaning the art of letting go. Letting go of what isn't serving us. Making space for something new. And surrender. Letting your shoulders melt down a little more. Maybe the jaw relaxes a little more. Space between the lips. Attention to the breath and see if it's slowed a little. And as you exhale, find something you can let go of. Maybe it's physical. Maybe it's something in your life that you want to exhale, let go. Gently wiggling your fingers and licking your lips, rubbing them together, loosening the jaw, and gently open your eyes. I'll meet you down on your mat. We'll start with some core. So coming down onto your back, and we'll come into a low bridge. So if you do have a block, I don't think anyone, who has a block today? Anybody? Cool, okay. If you have a block, place it between your thighs. If you don't have a block, it's fine. We're going to come into a low bridge. So in a low bridge, it's not right up into your back bend, it's nice and low. We're going to squeeze the glutes and squeeze the block. Take the tailbone towards the heels and push the heels into the floor, dragging them towards your body. Keeping active. Watching those ribs. If the ribs are flaring, tuck the ribs in so your torso is nice and straight. The point here is that we're actually aligning the pelvis. Raise your left towards the sky. Gradually come on top of the block. 10, 9, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the last pulse up. Keep squeezing. Squeeze the block. Squeeze the glutes. Release the left hand, and then the other side. Push the heels back. Release the glutes. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the last pulse. Take tailbone, squeeze thighs together. Have a block. Push heels into floor, drag them towards you. Breathe. Breathe. And slowly bring the spine back to the floor. I'm just going to chuck my sunnies on because it is quite glary. And then from here, if you do have a block, keep it there. Otherwise, grab, interlace your fingers behind neck and head, elbows towards the sky. Take a big breath in to prepare and exhale to come up. So here, my hands are behind my head to hold the weight, but I'm using my core to bring my shoulders up off the floor. My lower back is flat on the floor. Inhale to lower, exhale to crunch. Can you lift a little higher? Look between your feet, neck is neutral. Inhale to lower, exhale to crunch. Option to bring the feet up off the floor, point the toes, squeeze the block. Lower the feet, lower the head, inhale. Exhale to come up, we have 2 more. Maybe bring the feet up if you want more of a challenge. Squeeze the block, lower feet, inhale, lower head. Last one, exhale to come up, bring the feet up, squeeze the block. Can you come higher, elbows even higher? Lower the feet, lower the head, inhale. Exhale to come up, keep the feet down, reach the left hand up over the head. Support with your right hand, your head weight. This is going to really start to work the core. Keep the lower back on the floor, chin is tucked in. Bring the hand behind the head, inhale to lower. Exhale, other side, so come up, reach the right hand up over the head. Push the lower back into floor, come a little higher, bring the shoulders up. Hand back underneath the head, inhale to lower. 1 more each side. Exhale to come up, reach the left hand long. Keep that lower back onto floor, look between your legs. Hand back behind the head, inhale, lower. Exhale, last one, come up, reach the right hand long. Feel that core working, maybe raise the feet if you want to make it harder. Hand back behind the head, lower feet and lower head. Remove the block and a little spring right from side to side. Keep the block near. If you don't have a block, I'd recommend if you have a shoe, have it available for the next move, okay? Because I'm going to show you why. A little rock and roll, up and back, so we come to a tabletop position. So if you have your block or your shoe will also work. We're going to place it on our sacrum in a tabletop. This is called bird dog, but we're doing it a little differently. What normally happens is a back bend and a twisting of the hips. But this block is going to make sure the hips stay even, the tailbone is tucked, and the pelvis is neutral. So we're going to place the hands under the shoulders, have a little bit of protraction, look down so your neck is nice and long. We're going to hover the left hand up and the right knee up. Is your pelvis neutral? Tilt your tailbone even more, straight spine. Now slowly reach the left hand long and the right leg back. Keep that pelvis neutral, do not tip the hips. Flex the back foot. And gently exhale to come back with control, take it slow. The slower it is, the harder it is. Other side, so we're reaching the right arm and the left leg. Flex the back foot. Not about height, so come down if you're going high, you want length. You want straight neutral spine and controlled pelvis. Gently come back with control. Also using great scapular movement, which is super important in yoga and shoulder mobility. Other side, so lift the left hand and the right knee. Keep that balance and stretch out. Inhale. Exhale, come back slow, don't rush it. The slowness is in the work. You'll start to shake. If you make it fast, it's very easy. Right hand up, left knee up. Take it slow, even slower. Reach long, not high. Chin to chest. Flex the back foot, engage that glute. Gently bring it back. 1 more each side and lower. Tilt the tailbone, get rid of that back bend. Opposite side, so left knee, right hand, reach. It feels like a really simple movement, but chemically in your body, in biomechanics, this is awesome for your body. And slowly bring it back. Neutral pelvis has to work, and also the shoulder girdle is getting a lot of work too. So right hand, left knee, last one, reach long. And exhale to come back. Take it slow and lower. Beautiful. Now grab the block. If you have a block, you can do this next set with a block under your hamstring. If you have a hamstring injury, I would avoid using the block for this next set, okay? Tabletop. I'll do the left side so you can see me. Bring the left foot up. Check. Yeah, I have one too over there. I'm not supposed to give them out because of COVID. That's the only problem. So if you, in studio, if you bring your own blocks, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Sorry guys, we have them but we're just not giving them out. So left foot up, flex the foot, tilt the tailbone so you're not coming into a back bend, protract through shoulders, chin to chest. So 10 pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the top of the last pulse. Tilt the tailbone, get rid of the back bend. Exhale, bring the knees together, but keep that left knee hovered. Open to the side, fire hydrant. Keep the foot flexed for 10 pulses, out to the side. So this is using a different part of the glute, which is the abductor part of the glute min and the glute med. Hold it on the top of the last pulse and gently bring it in. So if you find that quite hard, it means that those muscles are a little weak. Other side, so bringing the right foot up. We're going to pulse, so flex the back foot. Get rid of that back bend. You can even put a block there if you want. 10 pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Keep breathing. Exhale, bring knees in towards each other and up to the side into your fire hydrant for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Keep flexing that toe, protracting through shoulders. Keep them even. And exhale, lower down. Coming into downward facing dog. Shift your hands forward, push up and back, and gently push through heels. Now, if this feels okay, you can pedal out the legs if it doesn't feel good, just to get into those hamstrings early. Reach that left leg up high. Flex the foot. Push down through that right heel to get a little bit more into that hamstring on that right side. Bend the knee, flex the foot. You got it, 10 pulses, right? So 10, 9, straight up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top. Keep breathing. Round through those shoulders so they're not wrapped up near your ears. Exhale, knees together. Inhale, open to the side into fire hydrant. 10 pulses for 10, 9, 8. You're going to look great on the beach this summer, guys. Keep those glutes working. Hold it at the top. Exhale, bring it in and lower the leg. Option to take a little break here, and you're either in a down dog or come into child's pose if you want, if your shoulders need a little break. So these are really functional movements that are going to help your glutes be really strong for the rest of the class. When you're ready, meet me back in downward facing dog for the other side. Reach that right leg high, push through left heel, and get a little bit more into that hamstring on the left. Now bend the knee, pulsing straight up, so not to the side, straight up for 10. Keep breathing, relax neck and head if you can. Last one, hold. Flex that foot. Exhale, knees together. Inhale out to the side. Last one of these, you can do it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Bring it in and lower down. Little cheeky child's pose if you want, or if you're feeling strong, you can stay in your downward facing dog. Last set is dolphin. So we're doing the same movements in a dolphin to really grow the strength in the glutes. So we're grabbing the biceps, hands out. And if this is too much for you, you can just hold a dolphin rather than doing the pulses, okay? Everyone's like, no! I can see all your faces, everyone's like... So we come up onto the tippy toes and walk in. So look between, everyone's like, no! She's evil! Yes, I am, but your booty will thank me. So look between the legs. Bring that left leg high. Now, option to stay here or bend the foot in, and instead of pulses, we're going to do little circles. So circles in towards the body, around and out to the side. So this is a movement that yoga doesn't do a lot, an inward rotation of the leg with strength, which is why this is really important to get these into most classes. Some kind of inward rotation with strength. One more. Change direction, other way. So we're rotating the opposite direction. Take it slow, don't rush it. More important to be strong than use momentum. And then lower that. Take a break if you want to. Stay in dolphin if you're feeling strong, okay? Take a little breather. Last side. And then we'll get some flow, I promise. Grab onto the biceps, hands out, and come up. Raising up the right leg. Option to stay here or bend the knee. Little circles inward towards the body. So imagine your knee is drawing little circles. Change direction. Keep breathing. You can do it. Maybe a little smile. Maybe it's just me that loves this. Knees together, come down. Child's pose, take a break. Starting strong. Gently pushing up into hands and knees. I'll meet you in a downward facing dog. You can shuffle out through those heels, bending one knee and straightening the other, just to feel into those hamstrings. Looking up between the hands, step one foot up and then the other foot. Inhale to a flat back and exhale to fold. We'll stay here in the fold forward a little longer. We're going to bring our arms behind our legs so that your elbows are behind your knees and grabbing gently the backs of your ankles. And using this as a little bit of momentum to gently fold forward a little more. You can have the knees bent and you can have a little play with starting to straightening the legs in this position. Maybe straightening one and then the other. Have a little play, see what feels good. Gently releasing the hands and bending through the knees, slowly rolling up. We bend the knees as we roll up to engage the glutes, to extend the hip. Hands to heart. Feet nice and wide, the same as your hips. Option to interlace your hands behind you and open your chest, or to just have your hands to the side. Neck release. So bringing right ear to right shoulder and allowing this stretch through the left side of the neck. Closing the eyes. Really allowing that head to be as heavy as you can. These muscles are the scalenes. Really, really tight in some people like me. So if you're feeling this is something you need to do more often. Gently let your head roll forward, chin towards chest, and if that feels okay, you can continue that roll to the other side. Take it real gentle because these muscles can get very tight in some people. Keep that chin in towards the chest as you release that left ear to left shoulder. This is a good time to focus on your breath, to bring yourself into that feeling and sensation in the body. Gently releasing your hands, reaching your hands tall, big breath in, and exhale to fold. Inhale to a flat back, so a nice long spine, just looking towards the floor for a neutral neck. Hands come down, option to step or to jump back into your high plank. So with our planks, a couple of cues to remember. I like to squeeze my glutes and push my heels towards the back of the mat and then try and bring my chest between my hands while protracting through the shoulders. This is going to make sure that all of your core is engaged. So your core is more than just your abs. Your core is also your pelvis and your shoulders staying stable while you move. Option to lower the knees to the floor. I'd recommend this one for the first one. Bring your chest forward. Mike can come back up. I'm going to torture you. I see you. Bring your chest forward. Wrap your elbows in. Come down to 90 degrees. Keep squeezing the glute. Tilt the tailbone, ribs in. Chin to chest. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower all the way down. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. So cobra, you can just roll the chest open, chin towards chest, or if you feel warming up, you can come up into an upward facing dog. So with my classes, you'll notice that my chin's always in rather than back, and that's to reduce the compression in the neck. Tuck the toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Breath out and pedal through heels. Inhale that right leg high, and exhale, sweep between the hands. Lower the left knee down, pat up the knee if you want, and come up into a low lunge. It's quite nice and padded on the grass actually. So my back toe is up and I'm having my hips stacked over my knee, a bit different to some of the classes I teach. And then hands up. So the same cues, the ribs are in, tailbone is tucked. Because what's really common when people are weak in the core and really flexible is they do this, all right? Which is actually a really weak position for your back and your hips, because my hips are out of alignment and my back is compressed. So if the ribs are in and the tailbone is tucked, we're nice and tall. Hands come down, untuck the back toe, step back and flow. Option to come through chaturanga in a plank or to lower the knees to the floor. Come down, inhale to upward facing dog, roll shoulders back, maybe the thighs lift and you squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reach the left leg tall. Exhale, sweep between hands. And then gently lower the right knee down. Inhale to come up. Again, stacking, so ribs in, tailbone tucked, reach tall, and really feel everything engage. What can help is squeeze your front heel into the floor and your back knee, and then pull them together and rise up to create tension and strength. Once you do that, you'll start to shake. Hands come down, untuck the back toe, step back and flow. Option to lower knees, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Look at that, the sun's come out, beautiful. Inhale, the right leg rises. Exhale, step between the hands. Lower left knee, rise up, breath in. So today we're doing a lot of repetition and strength so that you can get comfortable in the poses and work into the body. You ready for the next one? Exhale, arrowhead. So with this one, it's really easy to do this without engagement. Like if you can tell what I'm doing now, this is really easy. I'm not actually working at all. I'm actually resting on my front quad. My pelvis is not engaged. So to make this harder, I'm going to lift up off my front quad, tilt my tailbone so I'm not dipping into my spine, reach through that back heel and tuck my ribs in, chin to chest and grow long. Bend deep into that front knee. Knee should be stacked over ankle. Breathe. Extended arrowhead, reach forward. If this is too much, stay in the previous version. We're holding for 3 breaths. 2 and 3. Lower the hands, step back into high plank. Option lower knees, chaturanga, high to low. Breath in, upward dog. Breath out, downward dog. Left leg reaches up, breath in. Breath out, step between hands. Oh, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Lower that back knee, come up. So back toe is tucked. Awesome job, guys. Nice and tall. It's the same cues every time if you start to notice. The ribs are in, no back bending. Arrowhead. So sweep hands behind you, come up. So something you can do is if you find that you're reaching your chest, till your tailbone, come a little lower. Get deep into that front knee. Squeeze your glutes. Push through that front heel, and you can even lift the toes a little bit on the front foot. One more breath. Extended arrowhead, reaching overhead. This is where the work really starts. Push through that back heel as well. So you're getting nice and long. Chin is in towards chest. Ribs in. Are you dumping into spine? One more breath. Keep deep in that front knee. Exhale, lower the hands, step back and flow. Knees down, or one-legged chaturanga or chaturanga push-ups is an option. Upward facing dog. And exhale, Downward facing dog. Pedal through legs. Breathe. Inhale, the right leg rises up. Exhale, sweep between hands. Lower left knee, rise up, breath in. Exhale, come up into arrowhead. Extended arrowhead, inhale. Keep that chin tucked in nice and long. Exhale, left hand to floor, coming into easy twist. So right hand onto the thigh. So I'll turn around so you can see this. So right hand onto the thigh and using that to twist the torso and relax the neck and head. So the right hand is gently on the top of the quad to allow more traction. I bring my left hand into a fist if that is better for your wrists, because sometimes having your wrist like that can be quite painful after a while. One more breath. Then exhale, release and come up, open into warrior two. So you might need to shift your feet a little bit. The front heel's in line with the instep of the back foot and gaze towards the front middle finger. Again, this sounds a funny one because it's when you have tight hips, you often end up in this weird inward rotation version. So see if you can even put your hands on your quads and externally rotate them. So the front quad is externally rotated and the femur moving forward, pushing down through the blade edge of the back foot. Again, growing strong. So rather than just sinking it into your hips and into your ligaments, lift and squeeze. Exhale, hands down and flow. Choose your option. So if you want to step it up, you've got your full chaturangas or your single leg chaturangas or chaturanga push-ups. And meet me back in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step between hands. Lower right knee, rise up, breath in. Exhale, arrowhead, arms behind. Inhale. Next exhale, reach the hands forward, extended arrowhead. Keep deep into that front knee. Lower that right hand into a fist and left hand onto the thigh to encourage that rotation of the torso. Release your right ear to right shoulder. Let the head and neck relax. Breathe here, don't hold the breath. Exhale, gently releasing the hands, using strength to rise up and then rotate that back heel, unless you get twisted in your mat, into warrior two. Again, seeing if you can externally rotate the hips. I like to lift the toes on my front foot and push through my front heel, which gives me more strength in the legs. So what's great about yoga is we can hold a pose and use it as a type of meditative practice to feel into the body. So just give yourself a little body scan. And exhale, hands come down, step back and flow. High to low. Inhale to come up and exhale, down dog. We'll do that flow one more time with a couple of extra poses, but we'll move faster, okay? Inhale, right leg rises, breath in. Exhale, sweep between hands. Lower left knee, rise up. Exhale into arrowhead. Inhale into extended arrowhead. Exhale into your twist, almost. And then opening up into warrior two. Woo! And fall over. Come deep into those legs. And reverse your warrior, so reach forward and reverse. So you don't need to do the bind, I do that from habit, but a back traction's nice. If you place your left hand on your hip, tilt it down to allow you to feel this side opening. If you should got a squishy mat as well. No, it's good. Exhale, come back through warrior two. Perfect. Well, they say you master a pose when you can be relaxed in yoga when you're working. So we're going to half moon. Look in front of your toe. You're going to place your hand down. If you have a block, it's helpful to do it with a block. And then rise up, half moon. So if you don't have a block, you can place the hand to the floor If you're feeling super balanced, you might be able to come up without the block. Now flexing that back foot, rising it up so it's in line with your head, using that left glute to hold the leg up. One more breath, and exhale, fold forward over the legs. Pedal through legs, bend one, then the other. Let your head and neck be heavy, maybe a ragdoll if that feels good, grabbing your elbows. Stepping back into downward facing dog, pedaling legs out. Let's do the other side. So left leg raises up, breath out, step between hands. Inhale, lower right knee, lift up. Exhale, arrowhead. Inhale, extended arrowhead. Exhale, right hand to floor, twist open to the left. And then next exhale, open up into warrior two. That's quite a tough balance one to open into. Flip the front palm, reach forward, reverse, option for bind or back traction. Last move, coming back through warrior two, coming into half moon. Look at where you're going. Take a block in your hand if you have one. Come forward, place the block down and lift up. If you don't have a block, you can do it with your hand. But the main thing is we're opening the hip. Beautiful, guys, look at you. Really, really lovely. One more breath. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Ragdoll, feet nice and wide. I know it's a hard one, isn't it? It's tough on the hips. It's a big hip opener with strength. Come back into your downward facing dog when you're ready. Or if you want to take a little child's pose, it's okay. I'm doing long holds today. It's a really strong class. So if you ever want to come into your child's pose or take a break, please do. You don't need my permission to do that. Oh yeah, it's getting hot in here. The girls have got their crop tops on. Inhale, reach the right leg up. When you're ready, the people in child's pose, and exhale, knee to nose. Inhale to rise. Exhale, knee to left elbow or upper arm if you want to push yourself harder. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, knee to right elbow or upper arm if you want to push yourself more. Inhale to rise. And exhale, sweep between hands. This is when you're going to stop liking me, this sequence. Inhale to rise up. Getting nice and deep into the hips. So we're going to do some lunges. So stepping forward. Yeah, I know. It's like, you're just not liking me now. So step forward and back, down. We keep that front knee bent. Coming in, we have 10 of these. Oh yes. Back, that's 2. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Take it slow. Inhale, exhale. That's 5. Inhale, exhale. We have 4 left. 3. So that back knee comes straight down towards the ground. 2. Last one, and we're holding at the bottom. 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Gently come up and open into warrior two. Bring your hands back to center. And now your feet, if you're stepping towards your right, so the top, you should be at the top of your mat. Yeah. Woohoo! You know what I'm like with my lefts and rights? I'm like, what's going to happen today? So this one's a little technical. So if you want to watch me for the first one, just because we're recording, I have to stay on my mat. So we're going to step the left leg out, take a bend in that knee, come into a squat, and then move the weight into that right leg. If you know this, you can start with me. Lift the leg up, bring it in, get your balance, and then curtsy lunge. There's a few reasons anatomically why we're doing this, and that's why we're doing it. So just trust me. So we're going to lift the left foot off the floor, get nice and strong, and then gently take it out to the side so the leg is straight, flex the foot. Bend through that right knee, come down into a squat. Hands can be on the hips or to heart. Inhale to rise up. Now bend into that right knee, put your weight there, lift your left foot up, keep it flexed, take it in slow, control it, hover it off the floor, Get your balance. Take the foot to the other side, curtsy lunge. Inhale, come back to center. Get your balance. Extend out. We've got 4 of these. This is number 2. Down, squat, rise, move the weight into the right knee, lift up, come back in, get your balance, over to the opposite side, curtsy lunge. Back to center, get your balance, flex the foot, hover the foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, squat to the left. Inhale to rise up, raise that leg with control, move the weight over the right knee, bring it in, get your balance, squat. Come back to center, open, squat. Inhale, come up, step in with control. Curtsy lunge, last one. Back to center, hover. Woo. Inhale, open, exhale, squat. Inhale, rise. Come back in, last one, curtsy lunge behind you. Come back to center, step wide, and this time we fold forward. Relax, yeah, passive movement, so you can just relax here. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Place your hands under your face to make you feel supported. And toes are turned out towards the sides of your mat here to allow your hips to open. Coming into a twist, so the right hand into the center of the mat, opening your left hand and twisting to the left. Neck is nice and soft, really nice job, guys. Exhale back to center, other side. So left hand into the center of the mat, open up to the right, relaxing that head. Exhale, hands down. Bring your feet a little closer together, bend your knees, and then slowly roll up. Turn to the front, low lunge, hands down, step back and flow. Oh, it's getting nice and sunny now, high to low plank. Breath in to come up and breath out, downward facing dog. I think God might have seen your booties and started to smile. You get the sunshine, girl! And boys. Walking out through the legs. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. So when we bring the knee to the nose, we're protracting the shoulders and lifting that foot up. It's not low, the foot is nice and high. Inhale to reach long. Exhale, knee to right elbow or right upper arm. Inhale to reach. Exhale to left. So if you take it to your upper arm, it just means you're getting more lift. And you can come into your arm balance like Russ if you really want. And inhale to come back. And exhale, sweep between your hands. Come into a low lunge. So anytime we do those knees to noses, if you want to come into an arm balance, you're always free to do that. Coming back into our fun pose. Yeah. Jess, you're crazy. And step in and out. We have 10 lunges. Come down, in, exhale, 2. Let's take it slow. 3, 4. This is where that art of surrender, and in yoga there's a lot of discussion around suffering and being able to withstand suffering, because life is an up and down spiral of different types of suffering, and if you're able to master that with the mind, that is the path of the yogi. Last one. Come down into the bottom. 5 pulses. 5, knees straight down. 4, 3, push through the front heel. 1, then open up into warrior 2. Keep that front knee bent for a moment. I know it's hard, then straighten it. So we're going to step this time to the left. So I'll do it this way so people can see. So you're at the top of your mat. We're going to lift the right foot up and then out to the side, step down, squat. Rise, step in, hover the leg in. That being controlled is really important. Can you hover the foot, step over, curtsy lunge. That's 1 of 4. So hover the foot, inhale, reach, step, squat. Inhale up, step in. Control it though, take it slow. Over, squat down. Watch your knees in this one. Only do this if it feels okay. Inhale, open, step down. You've got 2 more. Squat, up, Now bring the foot up, control it as it comes in. That's the most important move of this whole thing. Come down, breath in, last one. Step out, sumo squat. Bring it back up, you still feel like a sumo? You look very concentrated, Anna. And down onto the other side. Come back to center. It is tough. Hold it, step out, and then we'll do a passive forward fold. So gently folding over the legs. We'll change this a little bit this time. If you walk both your hands towards the left side and then gently fold your head down towards your shin on the left side. So it's a wide leg forward fold over to the left. If you have to bend your knee a little bit, that's okay. Trying to keep that back nice and long though. So if you're not getting close, rather than rounding through the spine, just keep it long. Inhale back through center, walking the hands, and exhale to the other side. So if you walk your hands over, get long through the chest, and then fold forward from the hips rather than using your upper thoracic spine to round. So your thoracic spine should be relatively straight. Inhale to come up. Bring your feet back to center. Move your feet in a little bit more together. Bend the knees to roll up. Coming into crescent lunge. Breath in. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back and flow. High to low. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Opportunity to have a drink of water or a child's pose if you wish. This is your moment to take a little break. Moving into the more relaxing part of the class now. Emma, this is your favourite, yeah? Your favourite ones are coming. No, not frog today, pigeon. So we're coming into half pigeon when you're ready. If you have any knee injuries, there's a few different ways you can do pigeon. If your knees are super happy, you can bring your shin more parallel to the front of the mat and even out. But this is quite aggressive on the knee. So if your knee is having some issues, or just if you know that your knee has problems, bend the knee a lot. But you have to make sure that your hips are even if you're doing this, so that that left quad is rotated in, the top of your foot is onto the floor. If your back hip is rotated out, just encourage it straight, and then you can gently fold forward. So if you have a block, you can pop it underneath your head. If you're not quite at the floor yet, that's okay. You can make two little fists on top of each other and then rest your head on your fists if you don't have a block. And seeing if you can play with that theme of Pranadana, which is the art of letting go. Is that your dog? Oh, cute. That's nice. And what I love about pigeon is it really teaches you a lot about yourself, because some people get really in their heads in this pose because it is quite tough. It is a type of suffering because it is sore. It is a muscle that is quite tight. And if we can observe how we respond to being in a situation that we're uncomfortable in, it can often tell us a lot about ourselves. So seeing if you can surrender a few things that are still holding on. Often the shoulders and the jaw are big ones. And then gently start to walk your way up. And we'll rotate onto our right glute and over to the side. So we're coming into a side forward fold. So that right heel is in towards the hips And as you guys know, removing that booty from underneath the hips, so we're on the sit bones. And we're going to reach tall through the chest and then twist our torso towards that left foot, flex the toe and fold forward over the left foot. If that's too much, you can bring the left foot in a little bit if it's too far out to the side. So just have a play with what feels good. It's a forward fold and a bit of a side bend as well. So you can have a play with this being passive and active. So when it's passive, everything is soft. And then you can try flexing the foot and pushing the calf into the floor so that the whole leg is active. Squeeze the quad and let it release. Seeing if that allows you to release a little more. Gently walking the hands up. We're coming into a funky star position. So the right hand's coming behind you. You're going to come up onto the top of the shin and open through the chest, over the head. Beautiful, nice job guys. Even the ones that can't see me very well, you guys are rocking it. Exhale, come back down to floor. And then bring the left knee in, or the foot in. A few options, you can just stay in a cross-legged position. You can flip around to me if you want. Or you can come into square, which is a more deeper version of this, where you have the right foot on the quad and you're flexing the foot. If that's too much, or Anna, probably with your knee, I'd avoid that one, yeah. So if you have knee issues with running, please avoid it. Just fold forward over folded legs, which is a really beautiful stretch in itself. And just do the square if you know that you're really flexible and that's something that you really need or that you're able to do without pain. And this feels really nice in your glutes, even in the cross leg. Yeah, you're square, right? Yeah. Inhale to gently walk your way up. Place your hands in front of you and gently back into your downward facing dog, pedaling out your legs. We'll go to the other side. So the left leg nice and tall. Exhale, sweep between hands and come down into half pigeon. So Emma, you could probably have your shin more parallel to the front of the mat and flex your toe. For anyone else with knee problems, point your foot, have your knee a bit more bent and just untuck that back right leg, move the leg back so that the hips are even and down. So if you imagine your hips are they're called iliac crests, the top of your hips, they should be both pointing forward and not twisted, and then folding down. Where you should be feeling this is deep inside the glute muscle. So it's called the piriformis, it's one of the hip flexors. And we stay here for a little longer because we have to get through a lot of glute muscle first to get into that piriformis. He's excited. I loved it during when Russell was doing the marathon with the video. That was so good. So finding softness here if you can. What I found really helpful in this pose is scanning the body and seeing which muscles are really tight and holding on, and seeing if I can breathe into those and let them release, which sounds weird, but it's actually quite amazing when you notice how many muscles are actually holding on that don't need to. And that's also in life, we hold on to things and people that are not necessarily good for us anymore. And maybe if we let those things go and made space for something new, we would be better off. Oh, look at me! Gently start to rise up. And we'll come into that fold forward. So we're shifting over onto the left glute, coming up to center, removing any of that padding. The reason I do that is for the pelvic tilt to be slightly forward. And then twisting the body, so reaching tall first, twisting the torso over towards the right and folding forward. If this is too much opening for your hip, just bring the foot in a little bit because it's quite an external rotation as well. So if that's too much, you can bring the foot in a bit and then folding forward. So if you did it on the other side, having a play with passive and active. So passive, things are soft. Active, you flex the foot and push the heel into the ground and straighten through the leg and squeeze the quad, everything tight, and then release. Walking the hands back up and stacking the vertebrae on top of each other to come back to center. Coming into funky star, so left hand down, out to the side, coming onto the top of your shin, opening through the chest, coming into a back bend. Placing that whole right foot onto the floor to encourage the back bending. Exhale, come back to center, turn around, cross your legs, maybe scoot around towards the front. If you did it on the other side, coming into square, so the foot is flexed and we're never resting it on the knee if you're coming into square. It should always be on the quad and encouraging external rotation of the hip. Or just fold the legs and fold over. You get a really great stretch as well. Just check that you have the opposite foot in front. If you did it, often you want to do it the way that feels comfortable, just swap it over because that's what you naturally do, is whatever the tighter side, you try to protect that tightness. Last exhale, and gently walk the hands back. Straighten the legs out or place your feet onto the floor and we'll slowly lower down. So let's take it as a little bit of an ab exercise as well. So as you come down, doggy! Oh my God, cute. Yeah, slowly. So we're going to tilt the pelvis. I'm obsessed with those dogs. And then imagine lowering each spine onto the floor. Chin is in, open the chest. Try to make it so your feet don't come off the floor. It's an extra challenge. The more that you tilt your pelvis and round your spine, the easier this will get. Control it all the way down. Lovely. Tickle the backs of your heels. Your feet in. We'll come into a back bend. So bridge pose, interlacing fingers behind your back, opening your chest and coming up into your bridge. So if you're new to my classes or new to yoga, I'd recommend staying in normal bridge. Otherwise, for others, we're going to do a leg lift. So stepping the left foot into the center of your body, bring the right knee in towards your chest. Here. Or you can extend the legs straight. And circles externally and in. So this is a hard exercises. Change, but gliding. Any nerve leg going and encourage that over time to the knee. Take the foot down, right foot into the center. Take a break if this is too much, and bring the left knee into the chest. Either do it with the knee bent or straighten the leg. And then circles first, flexing that foot. Control through that right side, change directions. Bend the knee and lower the release the shoulders and gently roll each vertebra onto the floor. Bring that right knee into the chest, pull it in nice and tight, and exhale over for supine twist. So I like to encourage a slightly deeper bend or twist in the back by placing my hand on my right quad and encouraging the knee down. You can also play with straightening the leg and binding with the big toe, in that same position if you want a little more. Inhale back to center. Straightening the hips and the legs. Exhale, left knee into chest. Pull it in nice and tight to push that lower back down and align. And then exhale, twist. So we try to keep both of our shoulders on the floor here. Don't forget to breathe and bring that attention to your physical body. Inhale back to center. And taking any last moves you feel you need, a happy baby is a really nice choice. If you really want to practice an inversion like a headstand or a handstand or a pincher, you can do that now if you wish, because we didn't do inversion, so you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, we have a nice 5-minute shavasana. So place on a couple of extra layers. I'd recommend a pair of socks because your feet do get cold, or at least cover your feet. And when you're ready, maybe cover your face if you find the sun a little bit much. And finding your final resting pose, your shavasana. Give yourself permission now to completely relax. Softly becoming aware of your surroundings, bringing attention to the noise of the birds. Starting to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe licking the lips and rocking the head from side to side to release the neck. Inhale, reaching hands up overhead with a big stretch from tips of fingers to bottoms of toes. And exhale, knees into chest and give yourself a big hug. I invite you to push your lower back into the floor to really allow that spine to straighten and release. Maybe a little rock from side to side feels good. Massaging the sacrum. And when you're ready, rolling onto your favorite side, keeping your knees in towards your chest and your eyes closed. And when you're ready, help yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed and hands resting on your thighs, or if you feel, bringing your hands to your chest in prayer. Grow tall through the spine and the crown of the head, chin comes in towards chest. And I'll finish today's class with a quote. Grant me the bravery to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Namaste everyone, thank you for coming to class. And yeah, it was awesome having you. We got some sun at the end, which was great. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. We're also grabbing a coffee after, so if anyone wants to come, we're just going to go to Park Street probably and grab a cup of coffee. So if anyone wants to hang out, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks guys. So it got quite warm here, didn't it, through the centre? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Rosso. Did you get a picture of us?